All right, boys and girls, now we're back for part 2. So last week I drew out all the lines and I made patterns. This is for my Yoiho Kusama pumpkin. So she likes to do polka dots. My pumpkin is full of polka dots. My background has a wavy pattern and my foreground has lines. And I did everything using markers, which made nice, bold colors. These are very dark. So now I'm going to come back and instead of using dark colors, I'm going to use lighter colors. So the first thing I'm going to do is you can color your pumpkin. Actually, this one, I think I'm going to leave the pumpkin white, which she does do on occasion. So this is something that I'm thinking about. I can't stand when people do white or they leave a whole portion of the paper blank because they were rushing or they didn't have time to finish. No, I'm actually thinking ahead. I'm looking at this and going, you know what? There's enough pattern on this pumpkin that I might leave it white. I'm going to go in and I am going to color the stem. And notice that I'm using crayons. And the reason I'm using crayons, you can use colored pencils. You could even use markers if you want, but I'm using lighter colors. And I'm using crayons because I want to be able to just use a lighter color. Now for the bottom, I am going to use, I have purple. Perhaps I will use purple and a color related to purple. I use pink. I haven't used pink yet. You don't have to use the colors I use, but you want to really think ahead. So if you used markers like I did to make the lines, then you really want to be careful. You want to use the darker colors for the lines, and you probably want to use a lighter color for the background. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to color in, and I want to have these stripes, and I want the stripes to be bold. That's why I'm doing this. So I like to use the pointy side to get close and into little areas. And I use the back of the crayon, which seems so weird, but works out so well. Use the back of the crayon for coloring in my big spaces. So I'm alternating. Now you could even go one step further and do like a section of pink and a section of, I don't know, another color of blue or something. But I would recommend using a light color because I used a dark color where the markers are. And that is going to give it an interesting look. Now, but I decided I'm just going to use the whole pink on the whole bottom. And keep coloring.
Okay, so Junibel, Anthony, Felicitas, Genesis, you're going to go on, what am I saying? Anthony, Junibel, Genesis, Felicitas, and Omar. You're going to go on to the end time that's on the hybrid schedule, okay? So Anthony, hang up, please. Genesis, hang up. Felicitas, Junibel, hang up. Omar, hang up. Amy, you have a question?
There we go. So I'm carefully coloring in my floor. This is basically the floor of where my pumpkin is sitting. I guess this is one of those infinity room installations that she does. That's what they're called when she does the background and the foreground. Up here, I think I'm going to do green in between the colors. And I wanted to get that alternating look. And it's going to create a sense of movement. So I have a dark color, and this green is super bright. This green is like a warm green, which I know sounds weird, but even within certain colors, like warm and cool colors, some are warmer and some are cooler. And I kind of find that to be interesting. You might want to have a separate sheet of paper where you test out and think about, like, do I like the way these colors look together? You know, we often color things and we don't think about this beforehand. We just go and color it. And then we're like, ugh, that's not really, that wasn't my vision. That wasn't what I was thinking. But sometimes you want to actually, some real artists will test this out and make decisions. They actually plan things. I could just color right over those blue. I don't have to color in between the blue lines, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to alternate. I was going to alternate, but then I colored that in. That's okay, though. Still looks pretty awesome. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going with it. And I do like the screen. It kind of gives it a bright color. And I like that the pumpkin is white. You may leave your pumpkin white because that kind of makes it stand out, or as we like to say, it emphasizes the emphasis. So you know that this picture is about the pumpkin. It's not about the floor. It's not about the sky. It's like when you write stuff, we often, the story has a main character. Well, guess what? Sometimes art does, and the main character is my pumpkin. And to make my pumpkin stand out really nice, I decided to leave it white. And some pumpkins are white. And sometimes when Kusama paints, she paints white pumpkins, or she even paints on. She will even paint on a white pumpkin. You can do the pumpkin orange. It turns out just as nice, like this one. But there you go. This is the whole project. Take your time and do a really nice job of making the shapes in the background. You could even do a little like a checkerboard look. You could even go as far as doing different colors in the checkerboard. That would be nice. So really think and plan out your pumpkin. I need a picture of these pumpkins turned in. So many of you are not turning pictures in. And when it's time for me to grade stuff and I look and I'm looking for you and I can't find a single thing you've drawn. Now, some of you hold up your pictures, but I can't see them. Later, when I sit down to fill out the report card, I need to see your work. You need to show me what you do, and you need to take a really nice picture so I can really see the work that you do. All right, boys and girls, draw really well, take your time, and